Okay, purpose of this video is to introduce you to a tool called Replit, R-E-P-L-I-T. It's a online web resource which allows you to write code in just about any language you want and then run that code in a web browser. So what we're going to do today is we're going to learn how to log into it and then learn a little bit about Python. So what I want you to do is I want you to go to replit.com, replit.com, press enter. So this is the screen that should come up. And all you're going to do, if you're a student, you're just going to click log in right up here in the upper right. And I've already logged in. Let me actually log out here so you can see what it's like. Okay. So you're going to click log in. And you don't need to create an account. You've already got a Google account. So what I want you to do is just click continue with Google. And when you do that, it's going to use your Google information to log you in. Now then, let's take a look around. Over here on the left shows your account. You can create some new programs, some templates, a bunch of other stuff. What we're going to do now is we're going to start a new Python project. Python is a great language for beginners and for experts alike. It's a great language. It's very easy to learn, but yet it's very powerful and very deep. So what you're going to do is you're going to come over here, up here to the upper left, you're going to click create, that plus button that's up here in the upper left. Then what you're going to do right here in the center, let's search for a template. Let's search for Python. If it's not the first thing there, Python. And for now, I'm just going to go with straight Python. Okay, so I'm going to click Python right here. So now you can see it's a Python project, and then I'm going to name that project. You can name it whatever you want. I'm going to name it, I don't know, First Programs or Hello World. Hello World. Hello World is the typical first program that everybody does as their first program. How to make the or how to write the Hello World program in that particular language. So once again, right here, I've made sure I've selected Python. And then over here, I've titled it Hello World. Notice I didn't put a space in between hello and world. You can do it however you want, doesn't matter. So I'm going to put no space there, Hello World, and then I'm going to say create REPL, create REPL right down here. And then it's going to do that for me, and it'll take a minute or so. So let's give it a bit of time here. Okay, we're ready to go. So let's take a look at the programming environment. Over here on the left, it lists all the files that are in your particular program. Right now we only have one. It's called main.py, main.py. We've got some other stuff here, version control, packager. We don't need to worry about any of this right now. Now right here, this shows the current file that we have open. That's main.py right there. We can add a new file if we want, but we're not going to right now. And then over here shows the console. It's going to be our program output. So let's write our very first program. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click right here in the center, and I'm going to type in print hello world. So there we go, just one line, print. I put a space in between print and the parentheses, although it's not needed. Open parentheses, and then right here, a quote mark, hello world, a close quotation, and a parentheses. So now, when I click run, over here, right there, on the right-hand side, that showed my output, hello world. So basically, what's happened here is when I click run, is it's going to start from the top of my program, which we only have one line in it, and it's going to start executing those lines one at a time. Okay, line after line after line, doing what it says. Right now we only know how to do one thing, and that's print. Let me see if I can make this a little bit bigger. Okay, there we go. I think you can see it a little bit better now. So right now we only know how to do one thing. Why don't you pause the video and type this in and, make it work. Once you've got it working, come back to the video. Okay. So what we can do, we can add lines. So watch this. Press enter and I can say print. My name is David. Period. So now when I press run, it says hello world and then my name is David. Just like we programmed it to, just like we told it to. So pause the video, take a little bit of time, experiment around, make it, say whatever you want. Then when you're done experimenting, come back to the video. Okay. So now what we're going to do is we're going to learn that Python's really good at math. So watch this. Print 7 plus 7. So notice there's no quotation marks here. Okay, none whatsoever. Okay, and so when I click run, hello world, my name is David, and then it prints 14, which is 7 plus 7. And I can make this math anything I want. I could say print 7 times 7. It's going to give me 49. Hello world, my name is David, 14, and then 49. I can do something really complicated. Watch this. Print. And let's do 7 times another parentheses. 8 divided by 2, close that parentheses, plus 10. All right. Let's see if we can guess what it's going to do. If you know your math, you know that we do the stuff that's in parentheses first. So this interior parentheses we're going to do first. So 8 divided by 2 is 4. And then we're going to do multiplication next. That'd be 7 times 4, which is 28, plus 10 should be 38. Let's run it and find out. And there it is, 38.0. Notice that it gave it a 0.0. I'll talk about that in a later video. Okay, but it's 38. 38 was the answer. Once again, pause the video. Do a little experimenting. Do whatever math that you want. The symbols I'll show you real quick. Plus, don't type this, is addition. Okay, of course, minus is subtraction. The star, asterisk, is multiplication. And then finally, that slash right there is division. Okay, one last operator that I want to show you is exponents, which is the double asterisk sign. There's a few other operators, but we're going to keep it simple. So exponents is if you wanted to raise something to a power. For example, I'm about to erase this, so if you want to pause it and write this down, you can. All right, if I did print 7 double asterisk 2, that would mean 7 raised to the power of 2, or 7 squared, which should be 49. And there it is. Okay, that's the 7 plus 7, that 14. That's the 7 times 7, which is 49. That's our little complicated thing right there. And then 7 raised to the power of 2, or 7 squared, which is also 49. Take a moment, pause the video, and mess around. Come back to it when you're done. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to erase this right here. And the last thing I want to cover today is variables. Okay, variables. And a variable is just something that holds information. Okay. Now I know in math, a variable, or in science, is something that can change, and in fact in computer programming it can change too. But in reality, what we primarily do is we use variables to hold information. So I'm going to make a variable called age, and I'm going to punch in my age here. Oh my gosh, I'm old. Okay. So what this does is it makes a variable called age, and it assigns the value 52 to it. So now, whenever I do something like this, print age, and I run it, it's going to print 52 because age is equal to 52. Age holds the value 52. And I can change that value. Okay? Print age. Well, let's do this. Age equals age plus 10. And now if I print age, it should be 62. So let's look at our program real quick. We're going to print hello world. Then we're going to print my name is David. Then we're going to create a variable called age, and we're going to set it equal to 52. Then we're going to print age. Then we're going to say age, whatever I have in age, is equal to age plus 10, which is really saying age is equal to 52 plus 10, or 62. Then we're going to print it out again. So if I run it, and there it is. Hello world, my name is David, 52, 62. All right, let's erase. And if you need to pause the video so you can run this, go ahead, because I'm going to move on to something else real quick. What I'm going to do is I'm going to erase this right here. I'm going to keep that age equals 52. I'm going to assume that's my age. And what if I wanted to print out something like, David, you are currently 52 years old. So I'm going to show you a simple way to do this. Print David, comma, you are currently, comma, age, comma, years old. All right, let me give us a little bit more room here. Don't need all that. All right, let's run it, and I'll show you, I'll explain, what it's doing. So I ran it, and sure enough, David, you are currently 52 years old. So this is one way to print out a variable inside of text. So let's go over this whole sentence, or this whole line right here, this whole statement. I say print, open parentheses, and by the way, I didn't really explain it. You have to have that open parentheses. Anything you want to print has to be in parentheses. Then I open up a quote mark, quotations. And quotations, it will literally print whatever's in the quotations. So it prints David, comma, you are currently, just like it does over here, David, you are currently. And then I close that quotation mark, and I say, comma, age, comma, years old. That's our variable age. Now, notice something, okay? Notice something. Let me stretch this out here. It actually added in spaces before and after the variable. And that's what using that comma there does for us. We have to have the comma, by the way. And then we say years old in parentheses, or excuse me, in quotation marks. Then I could do something like this. I could say age equals age plus 10. And then I'm going to do something lazy. I'm going to copy, say Control V. David, you're currently 8 years old. I'm going to say, David, in 10 years, you will be age years old. So it should say 62. So let's click run and find out. Hello world, my name is David. David, you're currently 52 years old. David, in 10 years, you will be 62 years old. Excellent. So what I want you to do, pause the video, experiment around, okay? Do something with it. Then I'm going to give you a little assignment. So go ahead, pause the video and experiment, and then I'm going to give you a little assignment. So go ahead. Okay, here's your assignment, and I'll help you out with it just a little bit, okay? You're going to write a program that converts Fahrenheit temperatures to Celsius, okay? So you're going to have a temperature in Celsius, excuse me, it's going to convert Celsius temperatures to Fahrenheit, okay? You're going to have a temperature in Celsius, and it's going to pop it out in Fahrenheit. It's going to print it out in Fahrenheit. So this is the formula to convert Celsius to Fahrenheit. The Fahrenheit temperature is equal to the Celsius temperature times 9/5 plus 32. So I'm going to help you out just a little bit. Let's go back to our REPL. I'm going to erase all of this, okay? So you're going to start out, okay, with a Celsius temperature. I'm going to call it, I'm just going to call it C, capital C, doesn't matter. I'm going to call it C, equals, let's say 32 degrees, okay, C equals 32. So that's my variable. I created a variable at the top of my program called C, and I'm going to do print the temperature in Celsius is, comma, C. Okay, let's run it real quick. Temperature in Celsius is 32. Now I'm going to say F Fahrenheit equals, and then I just need to type in my little formula here, which is in parentheses C times 9/5 plus 32. I'm going to leave that to you. See if you can figure that out. And then over here, I'm going to do this. Control V, the temperature in Fahrenheit, I'm just going to say F, is F. All right, go ahead, work on that, see if you can get it done, and then let me know if you need help and when you get it done.